everyone, welcome to Brimberry Cottage. We are in our last week before vacation and it's our holiday special. This holiday special, what we're going to do is do crafts. And you know how I am with crafts, so they're going to be very easy. If I can do them, you can do them. I'm going to just show you a little bit of our Dollar Tree haul and some things that we have around the house and nature, and we're going to make some really great crafts. First things first, I'm just going to show, I had gathered, I'm very lucky enough to have a forest behind me. We have some woods with a trail in our yard, and I was able to collect a ton of pine cones, and then I bought, just to top it off, these beautifully scented cinnamon cones. It comes in a small bag from the Dollar Tree. So I added that on top just to add a little color variation and also to give that little smell of, that little scent of cinnamon. I had these picks from previously. Honestly, I don't remember where I got them, but I imagine you can at least find them on Amazon or somewhere else. And they have little bits of snow and some pine cones. And I just tucked it in. I already had these on hand, but I just tucked them in to the bowl on each end just to add a little green to it. But this is a beautiful display. It's very simple and it's free. I had a great wooden bowl that I had bought from Home Goods many years ago, and it's just a really sturdy, beautiful wood bowl. And that was just enough to decorate our table for Christmas, for the season. And the great thing is you can keep it up for winter. I had bought these trees because I do plan on displaying them. I buy trees all the time, especially around the Christmas season. And I have different things I'm going to do with them usually. Usually I put them in our village, or I'll place them here and there, and we have a thing for this as well. I had bought these 2 packages of bells. I have one that's tiny bell, and I have one that's just a little size up from there. And we're going to just make a little string garland with these bells. I also have a 2-pack of these clear ornaments. We're going to do a cool marbleizing effect with these and hang these on the tree. I'd like to add, every year or two, I like to add new ornaments to the tree. And some of them, they get a little worn and for the worse for the wear, maybe they break and fall, and sometimes you just get tired of them and you just want to add new elements to it. Then we have a little reindeer. As you've seen, there are some really cool reindeer things out there, ornamentation that you can just place on. You might have a stocking holder, you may have some around just on bookcases or whatnot, and they come in these beautiful black painted statue-like figures. And what I'm going to do is, they only had these there at the Dollar Tree. I'm going to take this off. We added these 2 weeks ago to our plants that we made with our boxwood displays. I use these to decorate the front of it on the pail. So I will probably save these again, but I'm going to take this off and we're going to brush off the glitter the best we can, and we're going to spray paint this black, and it's going to be displayed on a shelf in the kitchen or on the counter. Then I bought these icicles. I may use some elements of that blue coming through, but really what I want to do is just spray paint them white, maybe get a little blue showing through in some places so it looks icy. And then I'm going to also apply some glitter on it. We're going to hang these outside over our arbor. Hopefully they look realistic like icicles. These were also from the Dollar Tree. All of these were so far. I bought this just again to add more ornaments to our tree. I love owls. I'm probably going to take his little pine cone ears off, but I'll probably save these for something. Of course, I will save this as well, but I'm going to take this off because it doesn't appeal to me. Just so you know, if you basically like what's there and there's like some added things to it you don't like, you can always take them off carefully and have what's left of it. So just keep that in mind. That was also the Dollar Tree. There'll be some more items I'm going to get later in the week. I'm going to use a really strong gold wire, and it's not really a thread, but we're going to try to stick the wire through, knot it on the ends, and have a really pretty little garland just to add a little bit to our coffee bar. Let's get started. So I have a little bit of this craft wire left. It is a decorative, strong gold wire. You can use this to make jewelry, all kinds of things. Another ideal kind of cord, which I have seen someone do before, is use a leather cording. That's great too, because obviously it'll hold pretty well. You want these bells to really be on a strong wire. A piece of thread just won't work. And they're going to move really easily on it, and you just don't want a big messy situation. From arm to arm, I'm just going, I don't know how many feet that is, but I am going to just cut that because I just want a small garland. Straighten it out the best that I can. Start threading through with the bells onto the wire. There's a little bit of a loop up top, and you just thread them through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it all the way to the end, and right before the end, I'm going to do like a triple knot just to make sure it doesn't go past that. If you find that you need a little bit more, just keep building that knot. And the great thing is, if you get sick of this through the years and you want the bells for something else, you just cut them off the wire. So I'm just going to check to make sure that that doesn't fall off the knot. And for now, I'm going to leave this little end here because I may need to work on it later. We're just going to keep threading those bells. I'm going to do about 5 or 6 of them. I'll see by eye how I like it, and then I'm going to thread another bigger one through it, just to add a little variation. They do tend to bunch up at the end, so you just want to kind of straighten that wire the best you can, which is why you may want something thicker like a cording. But if you can try to keep these straight, that would be good. That's what I had on hand, and I didn't want to invest too much into it, so I can always straighten it later if it keeps bunching. So that's about 5 there, and I'm going to bunch them as much as I can. You know, and I'm at a point now where if it does kind of bunch up a little bit, it might be kind of cute, but I'm not going to fret about it too much. And then the bigger bell, it's cute and has a really cute little jingle to it. That's about 5, so I'm going to take another medium bell through here, and I'm going to thread that again. And what's happening is they are kind of bunching a little bit and doubling, and I'm going to be honest, I kind of like it. So, you know, I was thinking of more of a garland, which I can do, and I was going to just put it on the coffee bar like this, but I may even put just a little decorative thing on the end. I'm not sure, we'll see how it turns out. Most of my crafting is usually, when they come out really great, it's by accident, because some of the things I intend don't always come out that great, or I shouldn't say as that great, but also as I intended. So just keep that in mind about crafts. If you're pretty much going with the flow, know that sometimes great things come out of your mistakes. Okay, and that's about 5, and again, we're going to put a bigger one through. And I'm basically just using these up until they're gone. And there will be plenty of wire left over at the end. So here we are at the end. We have too much here, which I wanted. I'd rather have too much. And I'm going to cut a big part of that off. You can always save that for things. It's a great wire to make jewelry and whatnot with. So I'm going to keep that, even though I cut some of it off. It could really come in handy later. And we're going to triple knot it. Try to get the knot in the same place, as close to it as you can, just so that it won't slip through. And again, like I said before, you can always reuse these bells for another project down the road. If you're really sick of this little piece, you can always just clip the wire off and save the bells. So there we have a cute little, just a little something. It's like a mini garland that you could place somewhere. You can hang it from something. It's that simple. What I'm also going to do is maybe put a little ribbon on each end just to kind of jazz it up a little bit. You can even make like a little circular wreath, which is really cute too, which who knows, a week could go by and I'll decide to do that instead. You know what, why not? You can even wear it as a bracelet. And these are all from the Dollar Tree, the bells, except for the wire that I have on hand. And it's like a jewelry wire, a craft wire, the beadery it's called. So it really is for like beads and whatnot for jewelry. But I use this gold wire for various things. It's nice and strong, it's not like a thin thread. Just wind it back around and you have it for a future project. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to make these mini wreaths. If you saw last year on our cabinets, if you saw around this time last year, we did a video where we made out of real greens, we made little wreaths, mini wreaths for our cabinets. I really liked those, but I really was kind of lazy, and I thought, I don't want to have to do this every year. So we have these extra stems. These were from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to say that I haven't seen them lately in about 2 different Dollar Tree stores. We do have a third one kind of out of the way, but they used to sell these stems in a package of, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5, maybe 6 of them in a package. So if you had one of those artificial trees, you could add these to it or do other projects. So I have these on hand from last year. If you could find them, great. Again, you can also, like we did last year, use real. But this year I'm going to use these. So basically, I'm going to make these little circles. I'm going to, because they're like a wire, I'm going to basically kind of pull them around each other to kind of make this circle. I'm going to put them on my upper cabinet. So I have about 12 upper cabinets. So these are all about the same size. I had about 9 of these. So what I had was garland around my chandeliers in the kitchen, and they were too big anyway, so I was short 3. So what I've decided to do is, with that long faux garland that I was kind of wrapping around the chandelier, I've decided to kind of use these and cut them into around the same size as the others here. They're going to be probably slightly bigger, but that's okay because they'll be in a different spot. So I'm using that as well. If you notice, just a few might actually look a little different because I ran short from the other stems. And like I said, I can't find them anymore, so I'm going to use these. Okay, so here are the originals. So you can see they're slightly different, but that's okay. And they're just a little bit too wonky for me. So I'm going to trim some of these because I think it looks nicer when they're cut a little short. So they're not too wild and crazy. So we're just going to trim some of this craziness off. Now, if stored well throughout the season, different seasons while they're stored, if they are stored well, they should come out really nicely next year, and then we won't have to do this all over again. But what you could do, if they do get a little messy, just kind of manipulate them again because they're wire, and you can kind of fluff it out a little bit like you would with any garland. The needles are a little bit shorter, and again, they're going to be a little bit smaller than these, but that's okay. And even these I'm going to trim a little bit so it's not too crazy. Just think it looks neater that way when they're not as crazy. So there's 2 of your examples here, and I'm just going to work on trimming more of these, and then we'll attach some ribbon to them and hang them up. So I have cut 12 of these. They're going to be somewhat around the same height. I obviously would rather use a ruler of some kind or a tape measure, something to you know, really measure them out properly. But I'm not going to worry too much because hopefully you won't notice it because they're going to be hanging about the same height anyway. We'll see. So I'm going to loop it in here. So I'm just looping this ribbon around the wreath. And if the ends are a little messy, I just trim the tops of them. This one looks okay. Just trimming the top to give it a cleaner line. It doesn't really matter too much because it's not seen. So I was looking for pieces of wood and I found these laying around. We're really running low on our storage of scrap wood. We've been trying not to save as much. So I think I need to start saving again some pieces of wood. But I have some a little more rustic than others, but I'm going to make these pieces of wood into like 2D gingerbread houses. We'll sand them down when we're done, and then we're going to paint them and try to make it look like a gingerbread house. So I have my son here to help me because I'm still new to this cutting on a saw. I'm still a little nervous about it, but I'm excited. So come join us and see how they turn out. So we're about to do our next craft. Jake and I started and then Paul finished for us. We had done these little houses. They're like little 2D houses. I'm going to make them into gingerbread houses. We had cut the shape and we had sanded it down, and then I asked Paul to get me a caramel color to make gingerbread paint. this is what he brought home for me. I won't have enough to do all of them. So Paul was kind enough to make another paint of brown and white together to get this more rich. I guess it's kind of like a, honestly, it looks really good to taste. It looks like a kind of chocolate, but it is, I guess, like a gingerbread color. But I might top it off with this paint if it seems like it's a little too dark. Then we bought this puff paint, which has a little tip on it. We're going to use that for the icing on the house. So it's going to look like, hopefully, like a gingerbread house. So let's get started. First, we're going to paint all one sides of these homes. What I'm discovering is, although it looks really yummy and chocolatey, it's pretty, but it has kind of a purpley brown look to it, and it's definitely not gingerbready. So I am going to top it off with this caramel color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place a little over it. And it definitely looks a little more gingerbready. I'm just pouring it directly on there so it kind of blends in and gives it more of a textured gingerbread look, almost like we baked it in the oven. Now this color is caramel, and it reminds me of a chocolate caramel, which I think gives you that gingerbread look. What do you think? So we're going to let this dry, the first coat, and then we'll flip it over and do the other side. So I have a challenge for my son. We want to just put a little decor in his entertainment room. We put a little mini fake tree from Dollar Tree there, but I wanted to put something on his table area just to decorate it up. So we bought a plate. We couldn't find a good plain glass one, so we grabbed a plastic bowl. It's a shallow bowl, but it's wide. $1.25 at Dollar Tree. I have a little bit left of the Epsom salt. It can give the appearance of snow. Fake snow here, little snowballs. I have these left from last year. They're silver and gold balls from Dollar Tree from last year. I had those on hand, as well as this snow. I have some moss, as I always have on hand. And these were from the Dollar Tree that I had extras of. The silver snowflakes and the white snowflakes. These are the resources, and Jacob is going to create a cool centerpiece for his room.
I am?
Yes, for your entertainment room. So here's the challenge. Let's see what he comes up with. So you might want to put some snow and moss on there and then add those little touches after, just so you can see them more, but that's totally up to you.
Yes. You want a base.
Yes.
You want to...
Like the Epsom salts or that fake snow there, that could be good bases. Like the snow on the bottom.
Well, I guess. Yeah, no, you're right. My thoughts exactly.
You can use it up, yep.
Okay, we're going to use up Dr. Teal's Pure Epsom Salt Therapeutic Soap. Jackson Pollock wishes he could do this. Close enough, right? Good
Right.
enough. Well, we got to have a little contrast now, so this is where we break out a snowflake, if we're able to today. We have to come back tomorrow. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bring it down lower.
What? Hmm?
Yeah.
All right, there you go. We really got to establish a color palette here, so I'm going to add some garnish to this.
Oh, almost as if like the snow didn't touch that area.
Oh,
It's like
okay.
a light snow. There's like the mossy grass.
Yeah, my thoughts exactly.
And it's very festive. It's green.
It's green. Obviously, what we want to do next is add some, well, you'll see. I bet you can't even comprehend my vision.
No.
But And you know what? Neither can I. We're bringing out the second snowflake. We're gonna turn that, offset that. It's what, 30 degrees? And some like concentric layers. Look at this.
It looks like it had a snowfall on some grass. It's kind of pretty.
Yeah.
And it's very shimmery.
Yeah.
And you don't have to use everything. This is whatever your artistic thing is.
Well, my artistic thing is to use everything.
All right.
So. That's enough. Yeah. However, observe.
Very nice. And Jake has created a work of art for his music room, his
Whoa.
entertainment room.
Little festive arrangement.
Yes.
Oh God.
So let's show him putting it in his room.
All right.
I figured for your little table here, but no, you don't want that.
I have no idea.
On top of the symbol, it adds a little, because it's gold, it kind of works.
Why does it look so dark?
I know. I was just thinking, oh, you know what? Right there, put that light on.
Oh, actually, yeah.
Oh yeah, what a difference. It makes a cool festive arrangement. So he just added the 2 extra silver snowflakes to his little mini tree that had some gold ribbon around it, but we were trying to dress up his music room a little bit. So that was a little festive. He spends a lot of time down here, so this just gave him a little festiveness here. Great job, Jake. Festivity.
Thank you.
What we have here is just a really yucky bucket that I just use for random projects, and I filled it about 1/4 of a way with water. And then I'm going to spray some bits of spray paint here and there. I'm doing black, white, and a little blue. And then we have our little Dollar Tree 2 set of ornaments. And I'm going to dip it in the water and move it around. And it's going to give it a cool marbleizing effect. Now we just have to let it rest somewhere. So Paul's going to put some hooks on these and hang them downstairs to dry, so if it drips, it's in the basement somewhere. If I put it somewhere to lay down, it's going to ruin the marble effect. And so now we're going to dip it in, and you just kind of move it around, and it really grabs that paint. Trying to decide if I like it or if I want to change the color a little bit.
I like it.
Should we just leave it marbled?
That's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Okay. So in this way we can not let it drip up here, but downstairs. There we go. And that's our project for that. It's a quick and fun and simple project. It really just takes water, a couple of different spray paint colors, whatever you prefer. A bucket that you don't care about, some cheap plasticky, even glass if you'd like. It does work on glass for ornaments, and you can find those at Dollar Tree. So now I'm going to decide which is my front. Well, and I still might do the back side too. I guess I'll see if one comes out not so great. Use this puff paint to do like an icing.
Welcome to Brambleberry Cottage. We are done for the season. This was our last episode of 2023, and we are heading into a 2-week break. We will return right after New Year's, that Sunday following New Year's. We thank you very much for joining us this year. We've been doing this for about a year and a half now, I think.
About that, yeah.
Yes, and it's been a really fun ride.
Yeah.
We are still doing tons of projects around our cottage, and we have so much more ideas for you coming up in this new year. We have some small renovations, we have some craft projects. Yes, I said crafts, me doing crafts, but lots of different ideas. We're going to maybe even include some more tutorials. We would love if you left in the comments section some things that you're interested in seeing. We would love to add that for you next year in the content. We also will hopefully have our first ever question and answer forum. We would love to know if there's any ideas or questions you have, as we'd love to accommodate. But we also have some great ideas coming. So we thank you for watching this episode. During this episode, we did a variety of crafts, and we have some cool crafts coming into next year. And we wanted to give you a little bit of a span of the final take of all of our decorations. You've seen it in little spurts, and we've showed little areas here and there throughout the season, throughout this whole month. But we wanted you to see the final result, and we hope that you enjoy it. If you enjoy it,
Give us a thumbs up.
A little fun Easter egg for some of our more special viewers. Some of you, if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see this little red button that says subscribe on it. If you click on that, something really cool could happen, so you should try that.
we thank you for supporting our channel. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider. It really helps support us. For all of our subscribers that have been here thus far, we thank you so much. We're very, very appreciative. We've been learning along with a lot of new people out there in the YouTube universe, and we're very grateful that you've been patient with us with our trying to maneuver how to work the camera, to go a little slower, to maybe talk a little less and get more content, to maybe explain how we do things a little more. And hopefully giving you good content. We have a lot of ideas up here, and we just need to know how to implement it and put it into a video. We're learning too. This is our first round too, and we thank you so much for your patience, and we are very pleased to see all of our regulars comment on a regular basis. It means so much to us. You know who you are. Thank you so much. We hope that you have a wonderful holiday season.
See you next
Thank
year.
you. See you next year.
Happy holidays!